Okay, let's talk about the chemical properties of the nitro compounds. By chemical properties, we mean what type of chemical reactions a particular nitro compound can give. Whenever a nitro compound containing alpha hydrogen atoms is treated with a base, it results in the formation of something known as the acyl nitroform. And actually, it is a remarkable species because it can act as both a nucleophile as well as an electrophile. But in this particular video, I will be talking about only those chemical properties, or let us say the chemical reactions of the nitro compounds in which the acyl nitroform is acting as a nucleophile only. And I'll prepare a separate video lecture just to discuss the acyl nitroform as an electrophile. So let's get started. First of all, let us see what is the actual meaning of the acyl nitroform. Now, if we say that this is the general structure of any nitro compound, the simplest nitro compound will be what? When this R group here is containing a single carbon atom. And you can see here on your screen, the R group present here is just a single carbon atom, and to complete the valency of the carbon atom, I have attached 3 hydrogen atoms here, the first one, the second one, and the third one here. The name of this molecule is what? It is nitromethane. Now what will happen is, starting from this nitro group here, this position is what? It is the alpha position. And whatever hydrogen atoms are present on the alpha position, they are known as the alpha hydrogen atoms. Now these all alpha hydrogen atoms are weakly acidic in nature. The reason being, when I will be adding some base here, it is going to abstract a proton, that is this alpha proton, from here, resulting in the formation of a carbanion, something like this. So let me draw here this nitro group first of all, the nitrogen having a positive charge, the 2 hydrogen atoms here, the first one, the second one, the third one has been, let us say, abstracted by this base here, such that now we will be having a negative charge on this carbon atom, and it will be present in the form of this carbanion. Now charges in chemistry means instability. And whenever we are having a situation in which some charge is dispersed by different types of effects, we can say that that particular negative or a positive charge has been stabilized. And the same thing is happening here, because whatever negative charge is now present on this carbon atom by the action of this base here, it will be dispersed because of the presence of this adjacent nitrogen atom. The first effect operating here will be what? It will be the electron withdrawing type of inductive effect because of the presence of this nitrogen atom. And because of that, what will happen? This negative charge will be going to disperse from this carbon atom. The second effect which is also operating here is what? It is this type of resonance effect here. I can show it like this, such that now I will be having a structure in which now a double bond will be present in between the carbon and the nitrogen atom. This will now become a single bond here, and oxygen will now be having a negative charge because these 2 pi electrons are shifting onto this oxygen atom. And this oxygen atom, as usual, I'll be showing here having a negative charge. The nitrogen atom here is forming 4 bonds, so it is better to show a positive charge on this nitrogen atom. And moreover, the 2 protons are lying here as it is, the first one here, and this is what? This is the second one. And whatever species we have got here, I mean this thing, it is nothing, it is known as the acyl nitroform. Once again, we can derive the acyl nitroform starting from some nitro compound which is containing the alpha protons. And this is the most important condition here, because the base can only abstract the alpha protons because they are weakly acidic in nature. The base cannot abstract the beta protons or the gamma protons because they are quite far away from the nitrogen atom and the nitro group, and thus it cannot help in the stabilization of the negative charge on the beta, gamma and so on carbon atoms. So it is a must that the nitro compound should be having at least one hydrogen atom or one alpha hydrogen atom. Only then it can give rise to some acyl nitro form, something like this. Now if in this I will add some acid here, surely it will result in the formation of something like this. This O negative, after abstracting this proton from the acid, will get converted into OH here. This same oxygen negative, the nitrogen atom having a positive charge, and the rest of the hydrogen atoms let me draw in the same way, and we will be arriving at a species something like this. Now if you clearly look here on the starting nitro compound, what we are having is a carbon atom, single bond nitrogen atom and a double bond oxygen here. I am just drawing this part of the molecule here in order to make you understand something. And what we are arrived here is, I can show it like this, a carbon atom, a double bond nitrogen atom and a single bond OH here. In the final species which we have got after this reaction is this thing, and I am showing this part or this fragment of the molecule. Now just imagine if in place of this nitrogen atom we are having some carbon atom, the situation will be something like this. Starting from a C double bond oxygen, if we get a C double bond carbon here in place of this nitrogen atom, a single bond OH as it is. So this is what it is, nothing, it is actually a type of tautomerism in case of the aldehydes and the ketones. Starting from this keto form, what we are having is this type of enol form. Why enol? Because en means this double bond here, and by OL means this hydroxyl group here. So we can say a similar type of tautomerism is also possible as far as the nitro compounds are concerned. So we have learned two things here from this first slide. The first thing is what? The first thing is that the alpha protons in case of nitro compounds are actually acidic in nature, or let us say the acidity of the alpha protons. The second thing which we have just learnt is that a tautomerism is present in case of nitro compounds, once again, which are containing the alpha protons. Okay, now continuing further, you can see here I have prepared a list of different nitro compounds, and we can easily say the first one is a primary type of nitro compound, because this carbon atom, which is directly linked to the nitrogen of the nitro group, it is further attached to only one R group here. On the other hand, because this carbon atom is attached to two different R groups, so this is what it is, a secondary type of nitro compound. And likewise, because three R groups are present here, it is nothing, it is actually a tertiary type of nitro compound. And let us say all the R groups here are of aliphatic nature. So we can easily say that all these primary, secondary as well as the tertiary nitro compounds which I am showing here, they are nothing, they are actually the aliphatic type of nitro compounds. Let me write here the word aliphatic type of nitro compounds. And if you look on the last structure, it is what a benzene ring is attached to the nitro group here. So this is nothing, it is actually an aromatic type of nitro compound. Let me write here aromatic type of nitro compound. Now in the same way, if I will be adding a strong base here like I was adding in the simplest kind of nitro compound, that was our nitromethane, in which we have just shown the formation of the Si nitroform on the previous slide, let us see what will happen in all these cases. Now obviously in the first case, because on the alpha position here, 2 alpha protons are present, thus what will happen is if I will be adding a base, it will be going to abstract any one alpha proton from that alpha carbon atom, giving what? A negative charge here on this carbon atom. And let me show the R group here as well as the hydrogen atom in the same way, such that now a resonance is possible here, something like this, resulting in the formation of what? A carbon double bond nitrogen here, a single bond oxygen negative, this oxygen negative as it is, and now the R group here on this side and the hydrogen atom like it was in this structure here. So once again, this is what it is, the Si nitroform which we are talking from the very beginning. In the same way, if I will be adding base here in the secondary type of nitro compound, because it also contain on the alpha position 1 alpha hydrogen atom, this means the base can still abstract this alpha proton, resulting in the formation of a species which will be something like this: a negative charge after the abstraction of a proton, and the 2 R groups which are present here as well as here. Now once again, because of resonance like this, it can also generate the Si nitroform, and we can show it like this. The 2 R groups here as it is, the first one and the second one. So once again, this is what it is, also the Si nitroform. But this time we have got this Si nitroform not from some nitromethane or from some primary type of nitro compound, but actually from a secondary type of nitro compound. Now it is interesting to note here that when we will be adding some base in a tertiary type of nitro compound, because of the absence of any alpha proton here, no reaction will be possible, such that because of the absence of the alpha hydrogen atoms, the base here will not be able to abstract any proton. So thus the Si nitroform will not be possible in this case. And likewise, if we will be adding the base in some aromatic nitro compound, the same thing applies here, because on the alpha position no alpha hydrogen atom is present, so there is no chance of any reaction here. There is no chance of the formation of the Si nitro compound. So in conclusion, now we can say the Si nitroform is possible only from those nitro compounds which contains at least 1 alpha hydrogen atom, and this is only possible as far as the simplest nitro compound, that is the nitromethane, is concerned, and moreover with the primary as well as the secondary type of nitro compounds. And we can also add here that a tertiary type of nitro compound and aromatic type of nitro compounds cannot give rise to the Si nitroform, because they do not contain any alpha hydrogen atom which can be abstracted by the base. Okay, now because we have learned what the Si nitroform is, it is time to see how our Si nitroform can act as a nucleophile. Because this whole lecture is about those chemical reactions of the nitro compounds in which the Si nitroform will be acting as a nucleophile. So you can see here, this is the Si nitroform, and let me write here, this Si nitroform has been generated from nitromethane. Okay, now what happens is, suppose we are having some electrophile here. By electrophile, we mean any species that is deficient in electrons, the octet is not complete. And when such an electrophilic species comes in contact with the Si nitroform, what happens is this negative charge on this oxygen atom goes like this in between the nitrogen and the oxygen bond, and these two electrons from the pi bond, they attack on the electrophile something like this. So definitely, because this Si nitroform here is giving or donating its electrons, it is acting as what? It is acting as a nucleophile in such a case. So let me write here a nucleophile. So this is how the Si nitroform can act as a nucleophile, and it can react with any electrophile under suitable conditions. So in this video, we will try to learn some chemical reactions of the nitro compounds in which this Si nitroform will act as a nucleophile, and depending upon what type of electrophiles are there with which it can react, we can have different kinds of reactions. So let me draw here once again this Si nitroform. Let me write here CH2, double bond here, nitrogen atom, single bond, oxygen negative, the second oxygen atom having a negative charge, and as usual a positive charge here. So in the remaining part of this video, we will be talking about three important chemical reactions of the nitro compounds. In the first chemical reaction, we will be reacting the nitro compound with some carbonyl compound, maybe an aldehyde or a ketone, and because this carbon atom here is attached to oxygen atom, and this being more electronegative, it is having a partial negative charge, and this carbon atom here is having a partial positive charge such that it can act as our electrophile, which is having this positive charge, I mean this thing here. And this Si nitroform, because it can act as a nucleophile, so in the very first reaction, we will talk about a reaction in which this negative charge will come like this, and these two electrons will act as a nucleophile attacking on this carbon atom, which is acting actually as an electrophile, sending these electrons onto the oxygen atom. So out of the three important chemical reactions, this is the first reaction. We will talk about this reaction in detail, but this is just an overview what we are about to discuss. So this type of reaction in which the carbonyl compound will be acting as our electrophile, it is known as the aldol type of reaction. So this is the first reaction which we are just going to discuss. In the second case, we will talk about some electrophile, something like alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. So if this is a carbonyl compound, obviously this is the alpha position and this one here is the beta position. Now in the same way, the Si nitroform can act as a nucleophile, and these electrons will shift here in the same way. Let me draw here. These electrons once again will shift here like this, and this is now going to attack on this carbon atom, sending these two electrons in between this carbon and this carbon, and this pi bond will be shifted in the form of a negative charge on this oxygen atom. So this carbon atom here is acting as our electrophile once again, and this reaction is nothing, it is known as the Michael reaction, and it is actually the second reaction which we are going to talk about. The third thing is, of course, in which the reaction of the nitro compound will be going to take place with some halogen molecule, let us say the chlorine molecule. So in the same way, this negative charge once again will shift like this, and these two electrons of this carbon nitrogen double bond will be acting as the nucleophile, and they will attack here on this chlorine atom, acting as our electrophile, sending a chlorine negative out of the system. So here in this case, our chlorine molecule is acting as the electrophile, resulting in the formation of a halogenated product here, and this is of course known as a halogenation type of reaction. So let me write here halogenation, and this is the third reaction which we are going to talk about in this video lecture. So we have just seen that how our Si nitroform can act as a nucleophile, and depending upon what type of electrophile we are providing here, we can classify the reaction into three different categories. The first one is the aldol, the second one is Michael, and the third one is the halogenation. So now let us discuss all these reactions in good detail. So starting first of all with the aldol condensation. You can see here this is the Si nitro form and it will be acting as our nucleophile. Okay, on this side we are having our aldehyde, and because this carbon atom here is having a partial positive charge, so it is nothing in this reaction here, it will be acting as our electrophilic species. So as usual, this negative charge will be going to come here, and these pi electrons will be going to attack on this carbon atom of the aldehyde, shifting these two electrons onto the oxygen atom, resulting in the formation of what? Resulting in the formation of a CH3 single bond carbon. This will now become a single bond oxygen having a negative charge. This is the hydrogen atom of the aldehyde molecule, and because of the attack of this nucleophile on this electrophilic carbon atom, a bond will now be formed in between this carbon atom and this carbon atom here. So I can show it now like this, means CH2 here, this will now become a single bond nitrogen atom, this will now become a double bond oxygen atom, a single bond oxygen with a negative charge. And what type of charge will be there on this nitrogen atom? A positive charge here. So after the very first step, that is the attack of the nucleophile on this electrophilic carbon atom in the aldol condensation, we will end up with this type of intermediate. This O negative now will abstract a proton from the molecule of water, which is there in the form of a solvent like this here, resulting in the formation of CH3 single bond carbon here, hydrogen as usual. This will now become a hydroxyl group here, single bond CH2, and my nitro group here like this. And finally what will happen is, let me show here the second hydrogen atom like this. This reaction here will not be going to stop at this stage. The last step will be the dehydration of this molecule, and how the dehydration will take place. H will go from here, giving these electrons in between this carbon and the carbon bond, and OH will go from here. And after the removal of water, what will happen is a double bond will come in between this carbon atom and this carbon atom, and I can show it like this, a carbon-carbon double bond here. The first hydrogen, the second one here, single bond nitrogen, double bond oxygen of the nitro group, single bond oxygen having a negative charge, and here a positive charge. Now you people must be thinking that what is the driving force for this step, and let me tell you, the removal of water here in this step is resulting in the formation of an extended conjugation in this final product. And where is that extended conjugation? You can see here we are having a double bond, then a single bond, and once again a double bond here. And this extended conjugation is the actual reason why the reaction is not stopping at this stage here, and it is leading to the formation of this type of thermodynamically stable product after the release of a molecule of water. So this is all about the aldol condensation, in which the Si nitro form obviously from the nitro compound is acting as a nucleophile. And what is acting as an electrophile here? The aldehyde. And in this way it will result in the formation of this type of alpha beta unsaturated nitro compound as the main product. Okay, now let us talk about the second chemical reaction, in which the electrophile is what? It is this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. This is the alpha position here, this is the beta position, and in between the alpha and the beta position unsaturation is present. So let me write here, this is acting as our electrophile, and here on this side is the Si nitro form, and we are interested in those reactions of the nitro compounds in which the acyl nitroform is acting as a nucleophile. So once again, dear students, the negative charge will shift like this, and these two electrons will be going to this carbon atom, the beta carbon atom, shifting these two electrons onto this side, sending these two pi electrons onto the oxygen atom in the form of a negative charge, resulting in the formation of a species or an intermediate, something like this. The R group here, single bond CH, this will now become a single bond. The second CH here, this will now become a double bond carbon, single bond oxygen negative here. And this ethoxy group, as usual, it will not be affected on this carbon atom because the attack of the acyl nitroform have taken place. So it will result now in the formation of a bond with this carbon atom. And we can show it like this, a CH2 here. Then this will now become a single bond in between the carbon and the nitrogen atom with a positive charge here. A double bond oxygen, a single bond oxygen having a negative charge. And finally, what is going to happen is shifting of the electrons will take place because charges means instability in chemistry. This negative charge will go in between this oxygen and the carbon atom, sending these electrons onto this carbon atom, and it will appear on that carbon atom in the form of a negative charge, and it will be something like this. So here is my single bond, then carbon, double bond, oxygen here, and this is the OC2H5 here. And with this carbon atom, I am having this fragment CH2 and N double bond O, single bond oxygen negative here and a positive here on this side. Finally, this carbon ion, we can call it as a carbon ion because the carbon atom here is having a negative charge. What it will do is, from the water molecule that is present in the form of a solvent here, it is going to abstract a proton from here. In this way, finally resulting in the formation of a product which will be like this, a CH2 here, then C double bond oxygen, oxygen C2H5, single bond CH2, and the nitro group here, which I can show it like this. And now this is actually my final product here, and we used to call this product as the Michael product because it is a Michael addition reaction, and it is named after the name of the scientist who actually discovered this reaction. So this is the second reaction in which we have shown that the acyl nitroform can act as a nucleophile, and it can attack on this carbon atom of the alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, and this will be acting as the electrophile in this reaction. So now it's time to move on to our last reaction. It is about the halogenation of the nitro compounds. So once again, we are having our nitro compound. You can see here, this is the nitromethane. We are adding in that 3 moles of sodium hydroxide. This is our base here. And also 3 moles of the chlorine molecule, and in this case it will be acting as our electrophile. Let me write here, electrophile. The reaction of the nitromethane with these 3 molecules of sodium hydroxide will be generating the acyl nitroform in this reaction, and that will be acting as the nucleophile, which will be going to attack on these 3 chlorine molecules one by one, resulting in a reaction known as the halogenation. When this first molecule of sodium hydroxide will react with the nitromethane, it will result in the formation of what? It will result in the formation of a carbon ion, something like this. CH2 with a negative sign, single bond, the nitro group here, oxygen negative, and a positive sign. Now obviously in this case the resonance is possible like this. This negative charge can shift here, sending these electrons onto the oxygen atom, such that I can write here a CH2 double bond here, nitrogen. This will now become a single bond oxygen negative, and this is as usual oxygen negative with a positive sign here. Now we have just seen that the first molecule, that is of the sodium hydroxide, when it will react with the nitromethane, it will result in the formation of the first ASI nitroform of this reaction. And of course, this will be acting as the nucleophile. Let me write here the nucleophile. And how it will act as a nucleophile, this negative charge will shift here, and these pi electrons of the carbon and the nitrogen bond, they are going to attack on one of the chlorine molecules, sending this Cl negative out of the system, such that what we will get is, let me draw here a CH2. This will now become a single bond nitrogen atom having a positive sign. This will become a double bond oxygen, this single bond oxygen negative here, and because this carbon atom is attacking on this chlorine atom, which is actually acting as an electrophile here, a chlorine will now be shown to be present here like this. So after the attack of the first ASI nitroform as nucleophile on the first molecule of chlorine, we will get this type of halogenated nitro compound, or better to call it as a chlorinated type of nitro compound. The reaction won't stop here, because whatever chlorinated nitro compound we have got here, it further contain these two alpha hydrogen atoms, which are weakly acidic in nature, and moreover we are also having 2 moles of our base here, such that now what can happen is this second molecule of the sodium hydroxide will be going to react with our chlorinated nitro compound. So let me write here the second molecule of NaOH. It will be abstracting the alpha hydrogen atoms from the alpha position. So now we can write here chlorine CH. After abstraction of a proton, what will come is a negative sign here. The nitro group as usual here with oxygen negative, nitrogen having a positive charge, and of course in this case also resonance is possible, and we can show it like this. So it will be what? It will be chlorine here, CH, double bond nitrogen atom, single bond oxygen negative here, single bond oxygen negative, and a positive sign of course on the nitrogen atom. And now this is nothing, this is actually the ASI nitroform, and it is now going to attack on the second chlorine molecule which is present here. And we can show the attack like this. This negative charge will go here, and these 2 electrons in between the carbon and the nitrogen bond will attack here on the second molecule of chlorine, sending this Cl out of the system, such that now I can show what will happen is it will result in the formation of a ClCH here. Because of this attack of the ASI nitroform on the second molecule of chlorine, what will happen is a bond formation will take place in between the carbon and the chlorine. I mean this carbon atom here and this chlorine atom here. So let me show here this carbon atom, and this is the chlorine atom. Rest of the molecule will be present like this: a single bond nitrogen with a positive sign here, a double bond oxygen, and a single bond oxygen negative. And now if you look carefully what is happening, one by one all the alpha hydrogen atoms present here on the alpha position in this starting reactant molecule, that is the nitromethane, they are getting substituted by the chlorine atoms. Till here what we have seen is the first hydrogen atom has been replaced by this chlorine atom, resulting in the formation of this product molecule. And the reaction won't stop here once again, because it still contains 2 alpha hydrogen atoms. So the action of the base here, this is the second molecule of NaOH. It will once again abstract a proton, alpha proton from here, resulting in the formation of this type of ASI nitroform. And that is going to attack on the second molecule of chlorine, giving this type of product here. And in the last, what will happen is, because there is also present a third molecule of base, and moreover alpha hydrogen atom is still present here, the last one. So what is going to happen is the base once again will abstract the alpha proton from here, resulting in the formation of a negative charge. And the nitro group is present as it is, oxygen negative here and a positive charge here on this nitrogen atom. So finally, dear students, the resonance is possible here like this, and we can also show the second resonating structure, and it will be like this: a chlorine here, carbon, the second chlorine atom, a double bond here, nitrogen. This will be now a single bond oxygen negative, this oxygen negative as it is, and the nitrogen atom here is having a positive charge. These are the two resonating structures. It is the third ASI nitro form, and what it can do is shifting of electrons can take place here, and these two electrons can finally attack on the third molecule of chlorine in the same way as the two ASI nitro forms are attacking on the two chlorine molecules, resulting in the formation of what? The Cl, I mean this thing here, a single bond carbon atom, the second Cl, which I have to show it like this, a single bond here, nitrogen with a positive sign. This will now become a double bond oxygen, and here the single bond oxygen negative. And because this is acting as this ASI nitro form is acting as a nucleophile, and it has just attacked on the third molecule of chlorine, definitely a chlorine atom will now be present on this carbon atom, and we can show it like this. So this is the third substituted chlorine atom which will now be present in this form. We have got this as the final product of this halogenation reaction. So if you look here, this is what this was the starting material, the nitromethane. From here we have got a halogenated product. Better to call it as a trihalogenated product, simply because it contains 3 alpha protons which are weakly acidic, and because we have added 3 moles of NaOH here, all these 3 protons can be abstracted by these 3 molecules of NaOH one by one, resulting in the formation of 3 different ASI nitro forms, which all can act as a nucleophiles, and one by one they can attack on these 3 molecules of chlorines, which are nothing but the electrophiles in this reaction, finally giving this type of product here, in which all the 3 hydrogen atoms have been replaced by 1, 2 and 3 chlorine atoms. So we have just seen how the ASI nitro form can act as a nucleophile in different kinds of chemical reactions of the nitro compound, the first one being the aldol reaction, the second was the Michael reaction, and the last one is the halogenation reaction. So I'll definitely prepare another video lecture in which I'll discuss that how this ASI nitro form can also act as an electrophile and how it can attack on different kinds of nucleophiles. And I hope that you have enjoyed this lecture. Keep watching my videos. Thank you so much.